Good morning. Sorry for the delay. When we say there are 550 students here, we meant it. So it's a full house. It's definitely going to be well worth the wait. To begin our program, Callie McCartney, class of 2027, will sing our national anthem. Please rise. Thank you, Callie. Welcome to the O'Neill School and our annual all-school military appreciation assembly. I'm John Elmore, head of school, and I was in my first year at O'Neill when this event began in 2013. This is our 10th annual event to honor O'Neill's military families. Our programs have featured military parents like Lieutenant Colonel John Samples, who founded our Leadership Academy along with Mr. Franklin. We've had grandparent Admiral Leighton Snuffy Smith, the 82nd Airborne All-American Chorus, and others. Of the many memorable events at the O'Neill School during the last decade, the privilege of showing our thanks and respect to those who have served our nation and their families is among the most important. O'Neill is a special place, and we are honored and proud to have so many military families in our community. We are grateful for the members of our armed forces who served in conflicts both named and unnamed. Today we thank and honor all who serve and have served our nation. You, military parents, children, and families, have our sincere respect and thanks for all that you do for our nation and for O'Neill. If you are a member of the military family, please stand for a moment and be recognized while O'Neill thanks you. Again, thank you. Please welcome a musical group of students and adults directed by Mr. Lucy.
Just my children.
Thank you. As I mentioned, this is O'Neill's 10th annual military family event. In 2013, the members of the class of 2023 were in 3rd grade. 2 members of that group, Max Epstein, one of our SSRP scholars and a class marshal, and Philip Hancock, a multi-sport athlete and student leader, will introduce our keynote speaker, Garrison Commander Colonel John Wilcox.
Connor John Wilcox is a graduate of the Virginia Military Institute and earned his commission in the Military Police Corps in 1999. During his time in the MP Corps, he served in numerous leadership roles, including platoon leader, special reaction team leader, company commander, and Iraqi 1st Mechanized National Police Transition Team Military Police Advisor, Operation Iraqi Freedom. Colonel Wilcox volunteered to join Special Operations Civil Affairs in 2007. As a tactical civil affairs soldier, Colonel Wilcox served as team leader, Civil Affairs Team 714, Company Operations Officer, a Company 97th Civil Affairs Battalion, and Commander, a Company 97th Civil Affairs Battalion. He deployed to the southern Philippines in support of Operation Enduring Freedom Philippines, where he synchronized and integrated civil affairs operations throughout the Mindanao region. Colonel Wilcox returned as company commander, providing CA forces across Mindanao province and advising the 1st Special Forces Group, Airborne, and JSOTFP commander. Colonel Wilcox worked closely with the Philippines Civil Military Operations School to professionalize their CA doctrine and to establish standing civil affairs units.
Colonel Wilcox assumed command of the 3rd Battalion, 1st Special Warfare Training Group, Airborne, in 2017. The battalion is responsible for the evaluation, training, and qualification U.S. Army, sister service, and allied civil affairs soldiers to provide the DoD the capability to conduct worldwide civil affairs in support of the general purpose and special operations forces in ambiguous and complex environments. Colonel Wilcox's other CA assignments include Chief Plans of the 95th CA Brigade, CA Advisor, US FOR-A, Assistant Chief of Staff, G9, 2nd Infantry Division. Colonel Wilcox deployed to Afghanistan as part of NATO's Special Operations Component Command, Afghanistan, as the director of the Afghan Local Police Special Operations Advisory Cell, where he was responsible for shutting down the $60 million program consisting of approximately 30,000 Afghan Guardians across the entire country. Colonel Wilcox's most recent assignment was Deputy Chief of Staff G5 for USASOC in 2021. During his tenure at USASOC, he helped develop the emerging USASOC strategy for 2030 and ran the first optimization OPT, which helped set the course for USASOC enterprise over the next 10 to 15 years. Colonel Wilcox holds master's degrees from the Naval Postgraduate School and the Army War College. He is married to O'Neill trustee Nellie Wilcox, and they have three children, Hannah, Aiden, and Lucas. Please welcome Colonel Wilcox.
Okay, that sounded like a lot. I'll try not to make my introduction quite as long as my speech as long as my introduction. I apologize. How great is it that we get to attend a school that supports our military community and our military so much? I really want to thank Mr. Elmore for being an advocate for military children and families. So thank you very much for the invitation, sir. Thank you. Haley that sang the national anthem, who it was?
Callie.
Okay, well, job well done. Can a round of applause? And of course, the only man with a better haircut than I have, Mr. Lucier, and Nicole Berg did a fantastic job of applause. That's all for me. So, members of the board, our awesome faculty and staff, moms and dads, fellow veterans, and most of all, students. Hello, good morning. Thank you for the invitation to come out and speak today. My name is Colonel John Wilcox. I'm an officer in the Army, and I'm the current garrison commander for Fort Bragg. For those of you who don't know what that means, I didn't know what it meant before I took the job. It's kind of like being the mayor of Fort Bragg. Except that I didn't have to run for election, which is great. It means I can be fired a lot easier, which is not so great. But the good news is I'm never going to interrupt any of your videos with election advertisements, so there's that, right? And thank God those are all over. So who knows what tomorrow is? That's kind of why we're here, right? Tomorrow is what? I got one of the right there. What is today? What tomorrow? Veterans Day. Tomorrow is Veterans Day, and that's what we're here to talk about. But before I talk about Veterans Day, I want to talk real quick about today. Today is a very special day for our Marines in the audience. So for all the TIFLA who are here, happy birthday to the United States Marine Corps. Today is also a very special day in the Wilcox household. Today, I managed to convince my wife to marry me 15 years ago, and so happy anniversary to my wife. So, let's talk about what Veterans Day started. So, Veterans Day started as Armistice Day in 1919, and over the years, it grew into a recognition of all veterans, of all wars. And so that's what the start of Veterans Day was about. But let's talk about what being a veteran means a little bit. So the best part of my current job is that every single day I get to work with and talk to veterans from many, many years ago, some who even served before I was born, and today, those who have retired only a few days ago, or not in the military a few days ago. And the one thing that unites all of these people is that they all made the same decision. That they wanted to serve a purpose bigger than themselves. But what does that really mean, to serve? So if we're going to look at the root of the word, and I promise I won't make this a boring exercise in English, my apologies to all the English teachers. But service is an old word. It's about 1,000 years old. It stems from a combination of Latin and French, which means to be useful, to be of service to, or to help. So if we use to help is kind of the core of what we're going to talk about. What it really becomes is a challenge. And that challenge is, how can I help? So everybody say this with me. I know we're going to do a little talking back and forth. Sure. Everybody say this with me. I can. I will. Yeah, one more time. I can. I will. Okay, so this is the root idea of service. In affirming to yourself that you can and you will, you pledge to yourself that no matter what the challenge or obstacle you face, no matter what's in your way, you will persevere. I can. I will. So why is Veterans Day such a big deal? I think, for me, the reason why the military gets the recognition that it does is that serving in the military requires that you overcome certain mental and physical obstacles. Mental obstacles are those ones that you kind of have to think through. They're kind of difficult. It's kind of like math. Maybe harder than math some days. Maybe not so hard. Or there's physical challenges. Those things where you have to push your body to go just a little bit further or train yourself to do something that's difficult that you don't want to do. Anybody have one of those days where you get out and you got to go run and you got to go do some push-ups and your body's just saying, not today. Right? That was me today. But some of these challenges can be both at the same time. Like when you got to do something really scary. Anybody been there? Like when you're about to step on that? Yeah, there's a couple people. Like when you stepped on that board, you get ready to go get on the roller coaster that's a little bit bigger, a little bit faster than you're used to. Yeah, right? Your legs are shaking a little bit. You're thinking, I don't know what's going on. And your brain is telling you, don't get on. Right? Those are those mental and physical challenges that I'm talking about. And military members purposely put ourselves in those positions, make those challenges to push ourselves further so that we can serve. No matter where you are, no matter what path of life you take, you're going to be faced with challenges. It's just a fact of life. And those challenges are going to tell you that it's too difficult, that the obstacle's too much, that you're too small, that your impact is not going to matter. And so when you see and you hear those challenges in the back of your voice, I want you to tell yourself something. I can. I will. That's right. Now, getting to the important part of what I want to talk about. Because what I want you to understand is that service does not need to wait until you are an adult. It doesn't even require you to sign up and be a part of the military. There are so many ways that you can conduct active service every single day. Even home, today, the simple act of picking up your clothes or helping to wash the dishes. I know this isn't an excuse to get you to go clean up your room or wash the dishes, but moms and dads, thank you. Serving your community can be as easy as throwing away the trash, volunteering to help a charity collect food for the needy. And what's more is, I think you're going to find that if you perform these acts of service, there will be some of the most rewarding activities you ever do. Far more than, I don't know, playing Pokemon. Sorry. But having a service mentality means you have to practice. And that means you have to get in the habit of looking for opportunities to serve and to give back and to help. Make this conscious choice in your head every single day. This mentality starts with telling yourself, first of all, that you can, and then believing and working towards that goal. So how does it go again? I can. I will. And the next thing I want to talk about is being thankful. Because that's not something we necessarily think about when we're given opportunities to serve. But wait, you say, shouldn't everybody be thankful because I'm serving them? Or shouldn't they be thankful because I'm doing things for them? Well, that's not really how it works. In fact, the interesting part of serving others is that when you are in service to others, it's important to remain that spirit of thankfulness because we have the ability to give to others and make them feel better. And by doing so, we get to share in that experience. I've been to some very poor places in my life. You heard about my trips to the southern Philippines, and I've seen that a lot of people there living very difficult, very poor, and destitute lives. It's one of my favorite places that I have ever been. Because despite being poor and despite being destitute, much of my time that I spent there, I was focused on helping people live better lives, helping them find clean water, or usable jobs that could keep them employed so they could feed their families. And while I'm sure that I probably helped some, and that they may have appreciated the assistance, I remain grateful for that opportunity. And here's why. What I found was, more often than not, that many of the people that I met there wanted to share something back in return. That they wanted to invite me to dinner, or share something that they had made with their own hands to give me, to say thank you. And no matter how poor, or how meager, or how destitute they were, they wanted to show their appreciation to me by sharing what little they had. And so I always walked away from these interactions with the people in the southern Philippines, being very grateful for the life that I get to live here in the United States, but equally grateful that I get to help and serve the people of the Philippines. So what does this mean for Veterans Day? Well, like we talked about, Veterans Day is about celebrating all the people who have served in uniform every day. Those people who have given so much for our country, sacrificed time with family, time at home, sometimes mental and physical risk and injury. But it's also, to me, about giving back. Sometimes that means giving back to the veterans, but sometimes, and to me mainly, I think it means about giving back to our community. It's never backing down from a service mentality. Never giving in to that small voice that tells you, you can't do it. Your impact's too small. This is too difficult to tell us. In fact, what do we tell ourselves? We tell ourselves, I can, and I will. But most of all, this is about taking the opportunity that has been provided for us through other people's service. And taking what that service has provided for all of us and giving back with a grateful heart and mind. Because as wonderful and deserved as these celebrations are for our dear veterans, what is more important is what you do the other 364 days of the year and how you serve. Each and every person in this room can look to ways to serve your family, your home, your town, your country. And all it takes is the right mentality. And that, for me, is the more gratifying thing of any one celebration. So, students, whether you decide to be a teacher, or a doctor, or a police officer, or a fireman, a banker, a scientist, an engineer, a member of the clergy, or just a volunteer, or as a member of the military, the most important decision you can make up here is to keep that service-oriented mindset locked firmly in your brain. And no matter what challenge you tell yourself, those four important words, one more time. I can. I will. Happy Veterans Day to all my fellow veterans. Thank you for your service, and God bless this school. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel Wilcox, for your message and for your years of service. Congratulations on your anniversary. I appreciate your respect, your insights at today's assembly for our school, for our community, and for our nation. I hope that everyone will follow your example and focus on the ideals of service that are greater than self. Finally, this morning, please welcome the O'Neillers, our lower school chorus, directed by Ms. Grimes.
We are going to sing Your Grand Old Flag if our first and fourth grade students will join us the second time through. Okay?
Again, thank you to our O'Neill military families. Thank you, O'Neillers. Thank you, Colonel Wilcox. We are honored that you are such an important part of our community and grateful for the opportunity to teach your children. Please join me in thanking our military families one more time.